Hi guys, welcome back to Sensei Coding. And you are welcome to another video today. In this video, we will create a very good JavaScript project, which is to-do list app. We will create this to-do list app using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in this to-do list. That has to be completed, and we can also delete the task. So let's see how we can add a new task. Let me write something in this input field and click on the add button. You can see this text is added just below this. Let's write another one. And you can click on this delete button to delete this one, and we can delete this task.
Alright, first we will need to create our index page. So, create the basic structure. Change the title to to-do list. They each one tag. Below that I will add a div with the class container. Inside the div container create another div with class name to-do. This is where everything will be inside of. Inside this to-do div we will add the heading and close the division. Inside the div container again create a div with class name input container and create an input field with the ID task input. The type will be text. Next, we will create a button with the onClick equals add task. Create a div with UL tag for storing the task data within task list. Now let's see the structure of our to-do list. Now let's add the JavaScript code. For making it responsive, add data by creating a script page and linking an HTML tab by script tag and an URL file names script.js.
Add task function. This function is called when the add button on the web page is clicked. It is responsible for adding a new task to the to-do list. Const task input, genre document.get element by id task input. This line gets the input element with the ID task input from the HTML document. This input element is where users can type in new tasks. Const task list main core document.get element by id task list. This line gets the element with the id task list from the HTML document. This UL will hold the list of tasks. If task input dot value dot trim. This line checks if the value of the task input, the task entered by the user, is not empty after trimming any white space. If it's not empty, it proceeds to create a new task. Const new task, on document dot, create element all EI. This line creates a new list item element in the document. Each task will be represented as an in the to-do list, .new task, .inner HTML, task input, .value, delete. Here we set the inner HTML of the newly created element. The task itself is represented by task input.value, which is the value the user entered in the input field. The task text is wrapped in an element for styling. Next to the task, there is a delete button represented by an HTML element. The class delete button assigns a CSS class to the button for styling purposes. When this delete button is clicked, it calls the delete task this function, passing the button itself as an argument. Task list.append, child new task. This line appends the newly created element, representing the new task, to the element, task list, effectively adding the task to the to-do list. Finally, this line resets the value of the input field to an empty string, clearing it for the next task entry. Const task item equal to button dot parent element. This line gets the parent element of the button that was clicked, which is the element representing the task to be deleted. Task item dot remove. This line removes the task item, the element, from the DOM, document object model, effectively deleting it from the to-do list displayed on the web page. In summary, the add task function adds a new task to the to-do list when the add button is clicked. It creates a new element containing the task text and a delete button. The delete task button function, when triggered by clicking the delete button next to a task, removes that task from the list. Google Fonts import imports the Montserrat font from Google Fonts with a weight of 300. Global Styles sets the default font for all elements to Montserrat and a fallback of sans serif. Sets the background image for the body to todo.jpg with specific properties like cover, center positioning, fixed attachment, and no repeating. Aligns the content of the body to the center both vertically and horizontally. To-do list styles. Styles for the to-do list container, including text alignment and margin. Styles for the H1 and span elements inside the to-do container. Main container styles. Styles for the main container where the to-do input, list, and delete buttons are. Adds a background color with transparency, a blurred background effect, padding, border radius, and box shadow for a card-like appearance. Input container. Styles for the container holding the input field and button. Uses flexbox for layout and adds some spacing between elements. Input field styles. Styles for the input field, including background color, border, height, padding, font size, border radius, and box shadow. Button styles. Styles for the button, including height, width, cursor, background color, font size, border radius, border, and box shadow. To-do list. Styles. Styles for the unordered list, UL. Removing default list styles, setting padding and margin. Styles for each list item, LI, including background color, margin, border radius, display as flex for layout, and space between items. Adds a delete button with specific styles like height, width, cursor, background color, font size, border radius, border, and box shadow. In summary, this code creates a to-do list web app with a stylish background image, input field for tasks, a button to add tasks, a list to display tasks, and a delete button for each task. The design is clean, with rounded corners, shadows, and a blurred background effect for the main container.